All right, so we've got our melted oils here and we have our lye water solution. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in. And get our stick blender here. Give that a couple of bursts. We used a different recipe today, a new one I'm going to try out to see if I can keep the batter a little more fluid. There's just some swirls I've been wanting to try, and you really have to have a nice runny batter. So I think we're going to go ahead and pour off the colors, and then we're going to add just a little bit of the titanium dioxide to this cream. The fragrance oil that I made up today, one of the fragrance oils tends to discolor to like a light brown or a tan, and I don't really want it to go that route. So first things first, we're going to pour off some accent colors here. Try to get them kind of even. They don't all have to be exact though. All right, so let's set those back and get a little bit of titanium dioxide in here. Get this mixed up good. Might have to get the stick blender back out, just because titanium dioxide is hard to disperse. And the stick blender makes short work of it. Doesn't have to be like super white, I just don't want it to be really like a light tan. So more of a cream is fine, which normally is what my base is, but all right. So first things first, we are going to go ahead and mix up these colors. Probably the best decision, because then we got to put in fragrance oil. I almost missed it. And get the bottom scraped. Don't know if I'm in frame. Those are pretty. They definitely are staying fluid, which is exactly what I needed to happen. Just my safety glasses. It's not as dark as I was going for, but it seems to be sticking to the bottom a good bit. So really the only thing that I changed about this recipe is I substituted some of the olive oil for canola oil. Not a whole lot, but I know when I do my cupcake frostings or the piping, a lot of times the recipe that I use has canola oil in it. And I noticed that it takes a while for it to set up. I'm always waiting on it. So came up with a recipe to see if that works. So let's go ahead and put our fragrance oil in. See how that behaves in here. Get it nice and mixed in. All right, now titanium dioxide does tend to make things set up, so I want to go ahead and try to get this in here. I'm gonna do just a little bit, and then we're gonna start pouring these colors. Get the fragrance oil mixed in. Make sure I do that before I pour them in. And we're just gonna do little bits at a time and try to get some swirls in here. And the mint julep, definitely staying fluid. So fingers crossed this turns out how we want. The white does seem to, yeah, the white's starting to thicken up, so we're gonna have to hurry. That titanium dioxide does it every time. Go ahead and get some more pink in here. And let's do some more white since it's starting to thicken up. Get that in there. Then we'll start putting the rest of the colors in. Need a little bit for the top. Put green in next, I think. Let's do brown. I don't know if I want to put a hanger swirl through this or not. Kind of like the way the colors kind of mesh together, and I'm afraid if I do a bunch more swirling in there, might muddle them too much, especially if I didn't get enough titanium dioxide in it to combat the discoloration. I'll end up not what I was going for. A little bit more green. We might maybe just do the top layer since they are getting thick. They're not mixing as well, so maybe I'll just try to mix like the top half. Don't know how that will go. All right, that should be, let's see here, do we have, yeah, let's leave the rest for the top here. Okay, so let's get just a chopstick. And I'm just going to do the top here a bit. Yeah. All right, let me bang this down and get all the air bubbles out. Okay, now we're going to go back and scrape all of our containers out and get some of this on top. And then we'll do a pretty design on top. And I finally got a new light for above my workstation, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. pink. I don't have as, didn't start off with a ton of pink compared to the other colors, so. Probably should have done like a mint chocolate scent for this one, but it is like a sweeter smell. I just really like these colors together and thought I'd make up a new fragrance, something that we don't have yet. Try to get as much out as we can. Before we get the rest of this white cream, I guess it is. My spatula got all soupy on the handle and it's hard to hold. But I'm almost there. Alright, what do we got left here? Might be able to get some more brown. And I wish I could speed this up for you guys, but I'm not that savvy when it comes to technology, and all I have is my phone, and the budget does not permit a really expensive couple $100 camera. So, forgot what it was like to make soap when it's warm out. I tried to do it earlier in the morning so that it wouldn't be so hot, but I got to wear long sleeves and long pants and the whole nine to be safe, and it's warm. Thankfully, this new light that we got is LED, so it's not putting off heat like the one that I had before. All right, let's see here. We are going to do, I'm just going to take my tweezers here. They're a little bit skinnier than my chopsticks. Leveled out a little bit. All right, so let's make sure you're probably going to see my arm for a little bit of this, but try to get that a little bit more. End pieces always get cut up for samples, so I'm not worried about this right here so much, but it just doesn't seem like it's very even. About the top, and then you cut it and a lot of the design gets lost anyway, but nothing wrong with taking a little bit extra time when you take pride in your work, right? All right, so nothing too fancy on the top, but it's still really pretty. When you've been doing a lot of like piping and, you know, really extravagant designs, you know, thing that takes a lot of planning and a lot of creativity goes into it. I do a simple soap, and sometimes it's like, I don't know, is that enough? Do I need to do anything more? But sometimes simple is the best way to go. Okay, so there it is. Hopefully it's focusing. lights are a little bright. And the last thing I always do is take rubbing alcohol and spray the top of it. It just helps seal it, helps fight against soda ash, which is something that can happen where you get like a almost like a film on top of the soap as things evaporate up out of the soap. Nothing's wrong with it. It doesn't change the quality of the soap. It's just aesthetic. And you can't see your design very well when that happens. So I'm going to let this set up for a little bit, and then once it's a little bit more set up on top, I will put plastic wrap on the top to kind of seal it off. But I have to wait until this sets up a little bit. Otherwise, it sticks to the top of the soap and makes it look all muddled. All right, there you have it. Thanks, guys.